What up, everybody? I'm gonna wait a minute before I get into this topic. But in the meantime, big shout out to everybody in the YTBC, the UGC, and everybody else. If I rock with you. You know I rock with you. But yeah, I just want to talk about something I just saw. Big shout out to Batman Boxing. Um, he put a community post. What up, Red Snapper? What up, Veronica? But yeah, he put up a post, and I think it's a tweet that Jake Paul put out or something. Basically, Beterbieve, he called out Jake Paul, and Jake Paul's like number one five or number five pound for pound in the world is calling me out. I run boxing, and I gotta say. Oh yeah, he won't fight. He won't fight him. I agree with you, Garden Snake. He ain't gonna fight Beterbiev, and I agree, Red Snapper. He destroys him. But I really want to talk a little bit more about like the bigger issue with this, and it's an issue that that boxing and to an extent the boxing community has created. We've given way too much shine to these guys who won't fight. All right. Too much shine to guys who want to claim to be the best, want to claim to run boxing, um, without putting in the work. And that has paved the way for these clowns like Jake Paul to come in and say that he runs boxing. He has every right to feel like he runs the sport because for years at this point, we have let these guys who don't, who are all bark and no bite, run the sport. So when you have somebody like Jake Paul comes in, fights an old Mike Tyson, beats him on a decision, and then you got like these top fighters calling him out, he he doesn't need to fight them in order to say that he runs boxing. You got people like Ryan Garcia, people like Tank Davis, people like Deontay Wilder, not currently, but at one point, these guys who who don't really fight the fights that we want to see them in, but because everybody is buzzing about them, they run the sport, and we allow it to happen. Like we, not as individuals, but as a community, have allowed outsiders to come in and take over. And that's just the reality. Like this is the reason why there's a lot of people. Hey, what up, Fox and Lounge? What up, Charles D? There's a reason why people in the community, whenever one of these circus acts happen, they refuse to watch it, talk about it. Who was it? I think Telk said he didn't watch the Mike Tyson fight. Puro Sud. I'm just naming people that I know of that I believe I remember hearing them say they didn't watch it. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I watched it, but I didn't watch it as a boxing fan. I watched it as somebody who was hoping Mike Tyson had it in him to knock the kid out because I don't really like Jake Paul. But Jake Paul, instead of answering the call out, just says he just pointed out this guy's number five, number five pound for pound. He's calling me out. I run boxing, and I cannot, as much as I dislike him, I can't blame him for feeling like that is the case. Now we all know he gets in the ring with Beterbieve. He ain't running nothing. He's running to the hospital is where he's running. He gets in the ring with Canelo. He gets in the ring with Bivol. He gets in the ring with Andre Ward. Andre Ward embarrasses him. I already did a video talking about that. Hey, big shout out to my brother UGC Flame. I thought it was on Saturday night. I missed it. It was Friday night over here. Depending on where you are in the world, it could have been Saturday night. But yeah, it's we've allowed we've allowed this to happen. Of course, not us individually. Like when I was more active, I always spoke out against these things. UGC Flame, aka Black Horseman, he's always kept the same energy, Vada or nada, the best fighting the best, not just having it in your name and then cucking for Deontay Wilder, but actually, being about best fight the best. Charles D, he's always kept it real. Um, who else? 1-2 Kid, like everybody in the UGC, everybody in the MBBC, um, like the people that I rock with, they, for the most part, have kept it real on who needs, people not make, these guys not making the fights that they're supposed to. And now we've gotten to the point where that has become the norm. And now somebody comes from the outside, somebody who's a YouTube wannabe rapper from the Disney Channel can now come in and say that he runs boxing. Why? Because we've allowed other guys to do it in the past. We've allowed guys like Canelo to say that he runs boxing and then he doesn't fight the fights that he's supposed to fight when he's supposed to fight them. Tank Davis is another one. Um, and it's not a race thing. It comes from all races, shapes, and size. All damn near every weight division. You see this where you'll have a guy who is claiming to be the best. He'll fight lower opposition, and his fanboys are like, "Oh yeah, this guy runs the division. He's the best." Meanwhile, you'll have somebody who's actually undisputed in the same division. This guy got a baby belt, but he's the best. But the undisputed champions are nobody. Like the community has spit so much rhetoric about these guys who ain't about nothing that now we have somebody who is literally only about beating guys who are retired from mostly other sports. Now he's beating on legends from boxing, and now he's getting called out by these real the real ones, but he don't have to fight them. He could just say, "Oh, the best are calling me out. I run the sport," and then we can't even challenge that. Why? Because we've allowed Spence to do it. We've allowed Tank to do it. We allowed Wilder to do it. We allowed Canelo to do it. We allowed all these other guys to do it. So what? We're going to be hypocritical now and say that Jake Paul can't do it? And like I said, I'm not talking about us as individuals. I'm talking about the community. Oh, I don't know what the purses were. Rumor is Jake got 40 and Mike got 20. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, like this dude, he's from the Disney Channel. He is from the Disney Channel, like, and he flaunts it. Like he came out with a song called "Everyday Bro," and just off the top of my head, because I I watched a lot of videos of people making fun of the song, so I kind of know some of the lyrics. But he starts off by saying, "It's every day." He says, "It's every day, bro," with that Disney Channel flow. Been six. What do you say? Been 6 months, 80 or 8 million never done before, some shit like that. Because he was like in YouTube for like 6 months and was able to get like 8 million subscribers or something. And that was mainly because, like I said, he came from Disney Channel. He also was on Vine. When Vine went down, a lot of Viners invaded YouTube and they carried over their audiences. So yeah, he probably had a crap ton of subscribers within 6 months, but that's not from really starting the channel from the ground up. That's from bringing over an audience he established in Vine. But my point is, he flaunts the Disney. He doesn't try to. He's not even embarrassed by it. He takes something that I would find embarrassing and then flaunts it, or I shouldn't say I would find embarrassing. If I was in his shoes, I would acknowledge that that's where I started, but I wouldn't be putting it in songs and stuff. Like, yeah, that's right. It's part of my history. I wouldn't be where I am today without, starting on Disney Channel. There's nothing wrong with that. But like to like flaunt it, like that's something gangster to to put in your rap song. Like it's ridiculous. Um, so yeah, like this is where we're at, and we're there because we've allowed it as a community. We've given way too much clout to these guys who will say they're the best, say they could beat this guy and never get in the ring with him, or they try to put it off as long as possible. Sometimes it works out for them, sometimes it doesn't. We see what's happened. We saw what happened with Spence and Bud. I think he tried to age out Bud and it didn't work. But we've seen other instances where, there's a good chance that had the fight taken place a few years earlier, the outcome could have been very different. Or they just flat out don't fight him. And then the fanboys, they praise him, say he would beat him anyways, allow him to fight a bum. So now we got a guy who wants to come into the sport, fight a bunch of has-beens from mostly other sports. And now he's beating on our own legends and saying that he runs boxing because the real ones want to fight him. But he's he's not even answering the call. He's just saying, "Oh, this guy wants to fight me. I run the sport." It's like I said, it's an issue that has been created by the community as a whole. And those of us who have always spoke out against the fanboyism, we got criticized and we got called casuals just because we want to call it how it is. Would you support a Mayweather versus Paul fight? I mean, the only. Oh, what up, Wing King? I haven't seen Wing King in a while. Hope you're doing well. Hold on, let me take a look real quick and then I'll address that question real quick. Rumory. Okay, so those are all. I'm caught up now. So I. Okay, so I have to establish like what support is to me. I would not support it in the sense where I would so much promote it, but I would watch it and talk about it simply because I would just love to see him get embarrassed. I wouldn't be covering it as a boxing fan. I would be covering it as a quote unquote Jake Paul hater. And that's just because I really do not like Jake Paul at all. I've I've known about this kid since long before he got into boxing. I know about his scumbag activities. I know about his brother's scumbag activities. I know about their scams. I just can't. I can't stand either of them, and I don't really like Floyd, but I wouldn't mind seeing Floyd be the vessel to embarrass that kid. Hold on, guys. All right, I'm back. I think Floyd should duck Jake. He already got his hat. If he knocks him, if he knocks him out, Floyd is finished out there. Yeah. What up, Cesar G? I'm somewhat okay now. It's been rough. Okay, sorry to hear that. Wing King. I've gone through it myself. People here will tell you, the people who know like my, you know, certain details about my personal life will tell you I have not had it easy since the last time I talked to you. I remember we used to joke around and stuff, and my life ain't been a whole lot of jokes as of late. But I'm glad to hear that you're doing better now. Me, I'm also doing better than I was a few years ago. Like, it's been a long road, and still, a road to getting, life back on track. But glad to hear things are looking better for you. But yeah, I think that's about all. Like, unless there's something else in the chat that other questions or whatever, I'll be more than happy to talk about that stuff. But yeah, I really feel like the community, like I said, like there's been those of us who have always been against the circus shows and the clout chasing and all the BS that goes on in the sport. But as a whole, the community has done a piss poor job, keeping standards in the sport. And now we have a clown who's basically running the show. Oh yeah, yeah, I am Red Snapper. I am. Yeah. And I appreciate the sentiment. I really do. Yeah, that was what kicked off all the terribleness, and it didn't stop there. 2022 was by far the worst year of my life. By far the worst year of my life. But I've gotten things have gotten better. Why is love gay? Why is love gay? Oh man, I think I still have that clip somewhere. I know on my channel there's some videos where I've used that. If you watch like my Gypsy King videos, you'll hear it in those for sure. And I may have used it in some other videos, but I think I still have like the clip somewhere where I could use it. But yeah, why is love gay? Deontay Wilder. I need to watch that interview, like to see what led up to that. Speaking of gay, just real quick, man, Denzel Washington said that this is completely off topic, by the way, but he said that he filmed a scene for Gladiator 2 where he kissed a man, and he's upset because they didn't include it in the movie. I would be upset that they expected me to do it in the first place. I definitely wouldn't be talking about it. I'd be like, thank God they cut that. But I wouldn't have even done it in the first place. I don't know what's going on with this weird stuff. Butterface afraid to mention Canelo. What up, man, Chad? I need the commercials back. I will bring them back. Yeah, I remember Wayne King. We had some fun times with that. Used to used to troll me in the comments, and then I come back with a response in my little commercials that I used to make. Washington was um, Denzel Washington is in the new Gladiator. They made it. I don't know if you know this, but they made a sequel, and Denzel Washington is in it. And apparently, he filmed a scene where he kissed a man on the lips. His words that he kissed the man on the lips in the scene, and they cut it out. And he said, guess Hollywood's not ready for that yet." It's like I don't ever want to be ready for that ever. Like, come on now. Like, do we just like I don't know what's with. It's just weird. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They did it. It just came out not that long ago. I don't know who else is in it, but I know Denzel Washington is in it. Obviously, we're talking about a scene that he did. Very weird though, man. I don't believe that. No, yeah, I don't know if it's French style. That I really don't care to. I I I heard another channel talking about it. Like I just been I've been addicted to watching these meltdowns as of the election, and other stuff has like popped up, and I ended up seeing a channel talking about it. I don't really wish to do any further investigation. My saying, if I could, I would undo the fact that I know what I as much as I do know. So yeah, I don't know if it was French or whatever. All I know is that it was gay. Gay, 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 gay. Anybody who's watched Blue Streak knows that reference. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Yeah. But yeah, Denzel Washington, he did a gay scene apparently. Um, and he's upset that they excluded it from the final cut. As far as I'm concerned, that would be footage that would be deleted and never to be seen by anybody. And I would never even talk about it. You're like, what? No, that's a rumor. Just a what? Nah, not a man. A woman. Woman, 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 woman. I will not carry a purse. I will not wear makeup. I will marry a woman. But yeah, Regulus needs to go cold turkey over his addiction to drama. I'm not gonna lie. It's been so funny. It's been like just such a it's been very entertaining. I'll just put it to that way. The whole like the four B movement, women saying that they ain't gonna have sexual relations with men for the next 4 years, and they think that they're all this crazy stuff, and I just find it pretty funny, pretty hilarious. But yeah, but hopefully I can get back to editing videos and stuff. That's what Wing King was talking about. Um, I remember that I used to do shout outs to the Wing King boxing community. And I would put like chicken wings and stuff. Those were good times. And hopefully the good time I have more good times ahead of me. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this now. Y'all take it easy. I just thought, when I saw the tweet, I think it was a tweet. If you want to see it, you go to Batman Boxing and go to his community tab, and he has it there. But yeah, this guy thinks he's hot shit because the top guys are calling him out, and we've created the environment where it pretty much reinforces that. Like I said, not individually. The UGC, NBBC, hashtag Come Back to Boxing, and others have always spoke out against the A side, B side, clout chasing crap. But, you know, there's so many casuals who want to claim they're hardcore fans that outnumber us. They're very vocal, and now they have made that the norm. And now you have a clown who thinks he's running the show, and I cannot blame him for feeling that way. But y'all take it easy. Yeah, peace to you too, Wing King. Shalom. Yeah, big shout out to Boxing Lounge, the Tavern, aka Mad Chad, UGC Flame, Charles D, Red Snapper, everybody who showed up. Appreciate it. Y'all take it easy. Peace.